given the fact that there has been an increase in the number of subscribers and followers, to my channel over the years, it's not surprising when they ask me the same old questions which have been asked to me all these years. Like, for example, it might sound silly, but it's not surprising when someone says, is this really tattoo on your face? Did you put color or did you put a sticker? Or why did you tattoo your face? What is your name? And then, is your real name Loy Machedo? Some people are like, which part of Kerala are you staying? I say, I'm not staying in Kerala. No, outside I see coconut trees and, the forest. You're staying in Kerala. No, man, I stay in Samui. Stop the bullshit, yeah. So, and then there are other people, hey, you look Maori and you Australian, but you sound like Indian. What the hell, man? Then, yeah, you get the normal FAQs like, can you make a video on marriage? Can you make a video on what is personal branding? Can you make a video on women, men, love, career, Dubai? So, these are the FAQs people generally ask. Okay. In most cases, what I tend to do is I'll give them the link, or I'll tell them, go to the search box, type Loy Machedo, and the question you have, you will most probably get the video. But then what happens is there are some questions which I believe have to be revisited and the answer has to be updated. Like, for example, if you check, I give you the updated version of about marriage. I give you the updated version about how men can evaluate themselves. I give you the updated version of how to analyze women, which I felt had to be updated. The simple reason being is because now we have had so many seismic shifts happening because of OpenAI, ChatGPT, Donald Trump's leadership changing how the world operates, so many Indians migrating. So there have been a lot of changes. Okay. So this question, which has been an FAQ by many youngsters, is what advice would you give Loy Machedo, or what advice would you give your younger self, like your Loy Machedo at 50? What would you advise Loy Machedo at 20? Now, if you check my previous videos, I've given answers like, migrate immediately to the West, like somewhere like USA or Canada. Then I would tell them, focus on opening a business. And however, now when I look at all the changes that are happening today, I think I would give slightly different choices and some I would eliminate. So in this video, I'm going to give you what would I say, what Loy Machedo would say to his younger self if I could go back in time. So why am I sharing this with you is if you are that youngster, whatever age, till the age of 30, maybe this could be applicable to you, even maximum 35. So watch the video and let me know your thoughts. So starting with the first point. The first point, which is universal, which I'll never change, is get yourself a world-class mentor that you can afford. Okay. Trust me when I say this, more than your mother, more than your father, will be that coach, will be that mentor. And you can ask any Olympian, you can ask any fighter, you can ask any businessman. They all have this one mentor. Now, I'm not talking of those internet mentors, these, I was sleeping on the couch and now I have a 7-figure income. I have my Lamborghini. I have my, staying in a mansion. I have these babes. They take photographs in their private jet. Andrew Tate, then Ty Lopez, Gary Vaynerchuk. Oh, that is internet bullshit. Okay. They are rich with your money. So that's not the mentoring that I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting someone who has maybe skin in the game or has your personal interest in mind, who will truly give you the best advice. Remember, they need not be world famous coaches. Like one particular female, she told me that she had this coach who was a professor in her college. She was like nearly in her 60s. And given the kinds of advice that she wanted, I told her that is the best coach for you. That lady was not known. She was not famous. She didn't have a profile, everything online. But the way she described that lady, I said, that is the best coach for you. In some cases, I've even had, the coach being someone who's poor, who's not rich, but they could help them, guide them, give them certain skills. So find a coach, a mentor who you can work long term. If you don't have the resources or the finances, or you're not sure you can work long term because of whatever reason, then spend whatever time you can with that coach because it will shape your life. Whatever I am today is because of my coaches. Whatever progress I've made in various fields, whether it's coaching, whether it is marathon running, I made a video on that, whether it was, my business, what I'm doing today, leadership skills, all have been because of coaches, not parents, not society, not school, not university. Okay, which are also important, but get yourself a mentor. Number one. Number two is, before I told you go to the West, my dream was in my 20s go to United States. The second best place, paradise in heaven, was, heaven on earth was Canada. Today, however, even if for me, I'm talking about me, if someone were to say, here is a passport that you can get, but the condition or the clause is you have to stay in that country, USA or Canada, I would say no. If I could get the passport without going there, fine, I'll take it. But if it is to stay in that country, no. Why? Oh, well, it's obvious. You just have to Google search and you'll find out the complete seismic shift that has taken place in those countries. From Canada becoming woke to Donald Trump's United States becoming, I don't know what the hell is happening there, but that is not the place I would want to be. And those are not the countries I would want to raise a family. Okay, so I'm not saying India is paradise. Don't get me wrong, but for me, my personal opinion. So I would tell Loy Machedo, younger one, target countries like Finland, Denmark, Iceland, or Sweden, or Switzerland. Yeah, those are the countries. And the reason being is, though taxation is high, very peaceful, very calm. I don't know about the future, but as of now, I would tell them that. Tell younger Loy Machedo, younger you. Number three is, this will shock you. Before, I was always telling people, move into the business world. Now, I would tell a youngster is work in the corporate world, at least for 5 to 10 years. Work in the corporate world. Follow the rules, the regulations, the boredom, the office politics, the fakery, and get accustomed to it. Learn those skills, to become like a Satya Nadella or a Sundar Pichai, Ajay Banga or Indra Nooyi. Okay, you have to have people's skills. You need to know how to get along with people. You need to know how to manage those egos. You need to follow a formal protocol, which you cannot get in a business world. In a business world, you're more of a rebel. You don't give a damn. And I'm telling you, I can see the impact that so many youngsters it is having on so many youngsters who just jump after college into business, or they leave college and go into business. They remain rebels throughout their lives, thinking no end of themselves. They have this survivorship bias, or Dunning-Kruger effect, kind of like they think no end of themselves. And it's because they have never disciplined themselves. Like military, how it disciplines yourself, even if you don't like it. They just don't have that. They have their own impulsive, style of living, which has its massive drawbacks. And I can see that today. So number three is work in the corporate world. An advice I would never give my younger self, at least for 10 years. Number four is push yourself to get a legit qualification, maybe from up to master's or maybe even a Ph.D. And the reason for that is the discipline, dedication, the focus that it'll give you. Yes, Elon Musk will say, I don't, value that, or I don't care about it. Jack Ma can say it. Zuckerberg can say it. Fine. You're not them. Okay. So don't fool yourself that there is a certain respect that comes when you discipline and dedicate yourself. I know it sounds like memorization. Yes, that is what our education system is. But you cannot just ignore the education that there is. There's a beauty in it. That is why no matter how much of a rebel you might be, the ones who go to school, who go to college, who respect their teachers, who respect the system, and they need not be rank holders, but when they come out with a degree that they have given their lives to, it shows a lot about their personality. It's unfortunate that it is very commercialized, especially in the US, where you have to take a bank loan, which you have to pay for the next 30 years. That's very unfortunate. I wish it was not like that. But then if you could educate yourself, I would say go ahead and push yourself max. Okay. But then it depends on your limitations. And that also study in a world class. If you can go Ivy League, go that way. That will build your personality. That will build your resilience. That will build your character. I know many controversial bits of advice from a guy who himself is a high school dropout. Number 5 is learn a craft, whether it is being an electrician, whether it's learning being a plumber, whether it is being whatever skill it is. When you know a craft, okay, that gives you a certain degree of skills. One of my top favorite, if I could learn, would have been to be a chef, okay, to learn how to cook. Because what happens is then you can use your creativity, your skill, your intelligence into incorporating something, whether it is even software or whether it is knowing coding, whatever it is. It depends on you. I'm not talking of a hobby. I'm talking of a craft. Why? Because it'll help you survive, sustain, and grow. All right. And it gives you a certain different kind of intelligence when you know such things. It can even be maybe you are a trained lawyer, but you're doing something else. You can even be a doctor and you're doing something else. So have a craft. Number 6, yes, the usual is start a business. Keep yourself into the business world. Learn how to sell the product, the service, and most importantly, learn how to sell yourself. Okay. That is where personal branding comes in. Number 7 is something that I have not done. I wish I had. I wish I had wet my feet, as they say, is invest into stocks and shares and invest and keep it there for long term. That is a kind of discipline which I was never taught or never introduced to. Cryptocurrency, I'm not a very big fan because the ones who get rich, it is more like a quick get rich scheme. I'm not a big fan, especially of all the scams and the rug pulls and the nonsensical, overly optimistic, positive stories that are there. And there are a lot of gamblers out there, people who take risks, and people consider themselves very intelligent because they invested in Bitcoin when it was maybe $100 and they became multi-millionaires or billionaires. So they think they're exceptionally smart. No, you are just lucky. Sorry, but this is my opinion. So not a big fan of crypto, but if you have shares and you're making money, good for you. Number 8 is take up a sport like long distance running, or if you can afford triathlon. I really, really wish I'd taken a professional coach and gone into long distance running from the age of 20 instead of bodybuilding or triathlon. That would have been a game changer. Unfortunately, I got introduced to it in only the last 5 years of my life, and that's sad. Number 9 is go into Toastmasters, which is a non-profit organization. It gives you opportunity to become a leader, deal with human beings. It gives you an opportunity to practice your communication skills, and it gives you an avenue where you can compete. I didn't focus much on the leadership side, but I was forced to be a president, and surprisingly, I did a good job. I never thought I would. Communication, I was always competitive, and that made me the best of what I could be. Whatever you see today is because of the foundation laid by Toastmasters. Number 10, if I could go back in time, I would have told Mr. Loy Machedo, please get on YouTube, learn how to make videos, because the communication style of being on video, communication style of training, communication style of managing a seminar, communication style of holding let's say, a press conference, the communication style of being an announcer, a negotiator, a salesman, a presenter, all are different kinds of communication. So, if I had a way to go back in the past, I would say, Loy, listen, don't just get into standing on stage and announcing. There are many different styles of communication, like, just saying, hey, put your hands up in the air, come on, say, hey. And that is one style of speaking. Or, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again, and introducing, and that's another style. But speaking into a seminar or training program, that's different. Speaking on YouTube, I never thought, but it's very different, very, very different. That's why if you check my videos 11 to 12 years ago versus now, what a difference. Then number 11 is read a lot. Even today, if I could say, instead of taking a book summary, instead of listening to audiobooks, read. There is such a powerful meditative effect when you open a page, you read a book. Although for me, it's a challenge. There are so many things now on my plate. I know I'm giving excuses, but if you can sit down and read, underline, and take notes, whatever, not an audiobook, not a book summary, read. And it's not to brag about like Tai Lopez, I read one book a day. No, it's not a dick measuring contest. And you cannot read one book a day. It's just humanly impossible. Okay, if it is 300 pages, 400 pages, it's not speed reading. It's reading properly. Okay, it's not, oh, I got the main points, I don't need, then just don't read. But if you really want to discipline yourself, focus and read using your fingers, writing, even writing, not texting and all that. There is a beauty to it because it makes you focus your brain, your mind, your eyes, your fingers, everything is in sync. All right. And you cannot do that with noise and disturbance. You have to give 100% focus. And last two I'll give you. Be careful of who you hang out with, be with, spend time with. Unfortunately, I never had the ways or the means to choose, apart from the guys who are available to me, and they were gamers. They would play video games. Well, I guess I've stuck with that. But if I had a choice and I could choose the right people, I would say CEOs, directors, businessmen. Hang out with them, learn from them. Okay, that would make you a much better person. And last but not the least, I'm lucky that this part of my face, the tattoo, is perfect. Seriously, I don't know. I just got lucky with this. Rest everything I would want to change and make it maybe color. And I would pay. I would tell Loy Machedo, don't be stingy or wanting the cheapest of the best. Go for the best that money can buy and make it a theme, a colored theme. But now it's too late, and now I don't want to do anything, even if I could. That would be what I would tell Loy Machedo. And one final bonus one, which I'll give you, is since most of you use OpenAI ChatGPT, don't. Even if it was available when I was 20, I would say don't. Learn to pen your thoughts by writing, by typing, by thinking without the use of technology, because the minute you have technology replacing you, you'll never grow those muscles. Like if you have a machine that lifts heavy, your muscles will never be used. In the same way, your creativity, if you keep asking ChatGPT, write me the letter, summarize this, or make this better, you can never be the best version of yourself. So my communication skill, I'll never give it to ChatGPT. Never, never, never. Analysis, analyzing, even these notes that I took, I'll not put it into ChatGPT to make it better. No, because if I do, where am I learning? Yeah, I would write and compare and improve on it, but I'm not going to ask them to do the groundwork. I will do the ground. So yeah, I hope these points helped you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you get surprised with any of them? And do you have any points to add? Because I'd love to read if you have some. All right. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts. It's me signing off. You guys take